What is going on, geeks? UniteTheClans here, back in yo life with a brand new series, and I'm excited for this one, guys. Take a look at that majestic vista. That's right, we're on the center by these epic waterfalls stretching up above us and down below us. So far below us I can't even see. And this is the start of something new, guys. This is Building Evolved, and this is going to be a creative building series on my own server, the Building Evolved server. Guys, I'm excited for this. This is going to let us build the biggest, the coolest, and the best things we can by spawning in the materials. We will be able to paint like taking a brush to a canvas and not have to worry about stopping to collect materials or craft resources. So that's what this series is going to be all about. This is episode 1, guys, and it's the same week as Gaming Evolved episode 1, our new multiplayer server with the likes of Monkey Puzzle and Syntac. That first episode did so good, guys. The love and support, the comments and the likes. If I see that on this series too, I will know I found my bread and butter. I found what you guys like. So that's it, guys. This is episode 1. Let's get into it. Alright, guys, it is morning. I waited out till sunrise to kick this thing off, and I wanted to talk a little bit about the concept I have for this series. I mentioned creative building, and what I want to do, guys, is get deep into an idea, to explore a concept and build towards that concept over a few episodes. So the reason that I've picked this spot, this rocky outcropping in the middle of the waterfalls, is because, one, it's going to be challenging. The terrain is super uneven, so building on regular foundations is going to be a challenge. So that'll take me out of my comfort zone, and we're going to have to get creative. Beyond that, guys, I have an idea. I've had this idea in my head for a very long time. I want to make an elk ranch, a Megaloceros farm, and I had the idea so long ago, but we've never really gotten around to it, and I want to explore it with some building. Now, this will be different than my tutorials. I don't know what we're going to build, so I don't have a step-by-step plan to show you guys. We're just going to build together. I'm going to take breaks, try and make some cool additions, and bring you back as we explore. What I eventually picture here, guys, is a barn, maybe some stables, and a little workshop area. But to start it all off, beyond all the Megaloceros we're eventually going to spawn in here, is a house. We need a house. And so with that in mind, I'm going to try and find the part of this outcropping that's got the best view. And I think it's probably going to be out towards the tip here, and I'm going to get started building up with some pillars and some ceilings, and I'll come back to you when I have the groundwork for our house, and we'll get it started today, guys. I don't know if we'll get it finished, but I'm excited. I'm excited for Building Evolved, and I'm excited to dive into this. I just got a message from Syntac, who helps run that Gaming Evolved server, saying, dude, it's your day off. Go make some awesome content, and that's what I plan to do. Let's get started. Building Evolved, Episode 1. Boom. Okay. Boom shakalak. Yeah. Alright, so how and where do we start? This is the spot to start, and we're going to need to come up off some pillars. Alright, guys, you can see how hard it is to build on foundations out here. So I've started with this, and that's about as big as I could get it. So then I moved on to this, and my idea is to get a big, sort of grand-looking cabin. And to do that, we're going to have a big deck on the front, a big veranda. So I'm going to get up here. I'll show you a little bit of what I did. So Okay, so I did stone pillars right up to the edge of these ceilings. We got fence foundations basically helping hold those ceilings in place. And I think we're probably going to expand it out. Let me see what I have for ceilings. Yeah, we can totally do that. And I'm thinking about glass and some metal railings potentially on the front of this thing. We'll see. But yeah, this is part of the fun for me with this series, guys, is going to be exploring some neat ideas, doing things I've never done before, and hopefully showing you guys a few tricks along the way, maybe getting you a little inspiration for how you're going to play in your world. Here, let me get my beast down here. Come on, bud. Perfect. Okay, so let's get ourselves up here. Got a little bigger of a landing area now. Oh, apparently it doesn't help. Touch yourself down, you idiot. Okay, perfect. So that's my rough idea. Now, if we were to do glass on here, you'd want to make sure you go back here with ceilings, you can just stay put, dude. And then you're going to want to make sure you snap your glass to there. So if I'm thinking about... Because we're not going to be able to go a whole lot more higher than that. Interesting. Okay. Okay, I got some ideas, guys. I might have to play around with this for a little while. This is going to be our big view out to the world. And what a hell of a view it is. And it's going to be a big focus of this build. So I want to make sure I get it right. Give me a little time to play around with some greenhouses and other things, and I'll come back to you. Ooh, okay. I think this is coming together. I had to rearrange to get a pillar out of the middle. And I think, you know, when I build cabins, I tend to like to have an even number of foundations, and we have odd here. So this is actually a cool spot to try a new technique. I just have to figure out the best way to make that technique happen. Give me a second here, guys. I got a good plan. Okay. Perfect. So I've had the idea for a while to, the next time I'm trying to build something that looks symmetrical, but has an odd number, because, you know, sloped roofs, it's, you know, I'm going to end up with something flat up there, right? So that my plan was to actually try alternating some materials and to try and get something cool and new on there. And I think that could work. Maybe we're going to have to go one higher because, yeah, you know what? That might do it. Here, let's take a fly out and we'll have a look and see what we're starting with. I know we're really just getting started, but... Oh, that's the start of something. For sure it is. That looks cool. Okay, you'd have to figure out how you're going to roof it, what else you're going to put on it, what other pillars we're going to need. Okay, perfect. So let's... do I have fence foundations? Perfect. I'm going to throw in a railing with you guys here. And I think what we're going to do is try and match the pillars on the corners. I just don't want them to come up beyond this point. So I'm going to put one there, and we'll be able to hang one underneath it, I think, and go back and delete the first one. I just don't want them sticking up, but I do want them to have the look of support from here. So let's go ahead and put that on there. And let's try a couple metal railings and see how this looks, because I think it's going to look sexy. I think it's going to look good. We'll have to keep trying it out and see. Is your tail going to be in the way? No, it's not. I love ya. Beautiful. So, like I said, guys, I don't know what we get accomplished and what constitutes an episode, because this is going to be a long-running thing, and hopefully we'll get tons and tons of cool builds done over the time we're in this world. I do want to make a dent on this house. I want to at least get a main floor, something for us to work off of. So we're going to need a roof, and we're going to need to extend this back, which means I have some work to do. Can I not get through there? It's my stupid tall character. Dang it. Alright, I'll fix that. So if you guys ever run into the trouble I run into, where your character's too tall and you can't fit through doors, putting another door in the frame above it is a good way to do it. And if you're doing it with wood, it's really easy to disguise that. But I just had the inspiration that maybe we should be trying this out. Maybe we should be doing this all the way up, because it's a cool idea. Once I saw what one looked like, oh, you know what? Maybe not at the top. Oh no, maybe at the top. We'll see. Okay. How do I get up there? Do I have it selected? I do. Okay. I don't know if I can reach up there. Clearly not. Okay, cool. I'll fly up there with my bird. This works. I, by the way, love me some Pelagornis. It's a favorite flyer of mine. I think they're so cool. Love them. And if you're playing on the center, yes, they're a dream flyer. Okay, so I got some work to do. I want to keep expanding this concept, keep adding some new ideas in, guys, and I'll be back. Alright, guys, so here's what I'm looking at. I've expanded that a little, and what I want is actually stone to come down behind here. Now, because we're building off pillars, it's hard to get a continuous looking line when you get to the ground, but I'm going to show you a technique that hopefully will work. And it's a technique I picked up from another YouTuber, Timmy Carbine, who is full of really useful building tricks. And so the technique is to go down from the ceiling beside it, and this should lock us into the ground, and that should actually give us the same snap point. We'll see. Oh, that doesn't count as in the ground, so we don't get a snap point yet. Interesting. Okay. Okay, I may have to play around with this. Let's try going right through it. And we'll go down from there, and we'll go down from there, and maybe that's our point. Snap on, boom. Yes, that's how you do it. Check that out. And so now, it may not be perfect because pillars have so many weird places they snap, but that's pretty good. It actually is, it looks like a super slight gap there. But that's not something I would worry about, and that's something you could easily fill if you were really anal like me with a fence foundation or something like that. God, this terrain is so uneven. Okay, well, I've showed you the concept, guys, and that is how I'm going to go about building from here, because the good news is we now get a pillar snap point, and we can build off this. Now, the ground being as crazy uneven as it is, yeah, I'm going to run into some trouble. So we're going to have to keep doing the same trick. If you do want to keep this up, guys, if you want to keep this trick going, you could do that. Like anytime you need to bridge a gap, this is a good technique. So as long as... Okay, so what you want is a pillar to be touching the ground at the same height. So if we go here and then we try a pillar, we'll see if it touches the ground. And it maybe. Alright, so let's try snapping a foundation next to it. Boom! So that's how you do it. See how those all stay in line? Normally, whoops, I just deleted a pillar. Oh! Okay, give me a sec, guys. Oh, idiot. Alright, so I thought of another way to actually deal with that little gap down there. You could build, just delete what you had and build off those foundations. And then if you do get a gap, it'll be at the top, but ideally we're going to be snapping off this stone ceiling. And I'm going to lay stone ceilings out all across this place so that that is what we snap to when we build the upper level. And then this lower level, it's going to be a pain because of, like I said, how freaking uneven the terrain is. Let me get my torch out. Beautiful. Yeah, the terrain's super uneven, but that was part of the challenge of building here. So now that we've got this, we can basically build up from our little foundations, and I'm just going to have to find a way to bridge a gap. Ooh, speaking of gaps, that's a fairly significant one, but let's keep snapping to what we're snapping to. And it gets hard sometimes, guys, so anytime you're building, you just got to keep looking, and eventually, the more you build, the more you play, the more you start to see where snap points are. So one interesting thing that I would like to try and fix is you see how when you do that, it's a little bump, a little boop. So there's a way to lower anything, really, and a good way to do it is with pillars. So if I snap a pillar here, then you can see I snap a foundation off of it, it's going to be, oh, this is complex, so it's going to be there. But if I put another pillar beside it, I'm going to get a lower snap point. See how much lower that is? And let's do it again, just for the sake of evenness. You know what? Let's go ahead and break that first one. We'll put that one in the ground, and that should be even lower still. And then if we go here and we snap to it, looking roughly at the pillar, look at what we get. A much lower edge. So if I can find a way to do that with ceilings, maybe I'll actually get ceilings that are flush with my foundations. I've seen other YouTubers like Timmy do it before, so I don't remember the trick though. I'm going to play around with it, and ideally we're going to get at least stage 1 of this house done in this video. I'll be back, guys. Okay, so that's how we do it, guys. I did the technique I showed you last time. I'm going to lower this ceiling, and then now hopefully we have a snap point that's going to let us get what we want. Let's try and do that. Yeah, check it. Now, I wonder if this is supported by the one that it's flush with. If so, yes. Okay, so I think that's how we do it, guys. I'm going to build around from here. So you can see you could do it with wood, too. The wood feels like it's... Yeah, let's try. Yeah, that's cool. Beautiful. I'm glad we figured out how to do that. Look at that. No bump, no ledge. Okay, so I got some work to do finishing out and flushing out this main floor, expanding this wall here, and, yeah, we'll see. I'll be back. Take a break, and I will be back with you. Okay, I think we did it. It looks a little weird. There's a few little bumps. Okay, let's try building up from down here. Now, how weird is this going to look? Yeah, that's going to be totally off by 1. So why don't we try that? Try putting up a wall on it until it lines up, which it does. Nope. Okay. Nope. Alright. Yes, now can I get rid of you? Yes. Okay, so that's how you do it. That's how you maintain the lines in the stone wall without messing everything up. Like, you see how weird that looks? Oh, that's super weird. But generally, you have to try and snap to the... You've got to focus to snap to the thing you want to snap to, which is there. and we've managed to keep these lines intact. Honestly, this is looking good. This is about as good as I hoped. So what I want to do, whoa, mother effer. What I want to do, guys, is back up, take a look at this thing, and figure out what we need to do to get an episode done for today. We're going to keep working on this house in future episodes. Like I said, this is going to be a little bit more long form than my tutorials, a little bit more creative, and a little bit more freehand. So that's the look. What we're going to do, I think, is sloped stone, probably, coming off. Actually, let's see if I can get some of that. So I'm thinking something like this, guys. If we can go ahead and slope the stone up to there, we'll see. And did I give myself glass ceilings? I think I maybe didn't. Okay, let's get some. Alright guys, we're up here, and I want to explore how we're going to deal with this new feature that we've got up here. Now, what I'm thinking is stone around the outside, and maybe honestly we could do window frames, but for now I just want to get this snapped in, and we're snapping to the ceiling that's up above, and that's a greenhouse ceiling. I think that's probably how I'd extend this back. Something that looks, whoops, a little bit like this. Whoops, smooth. The old flying building technique, I'm so bad at it. You get so little time. Boom. Okay. So yeah, I think we would do something like this as we expand, guys. We'd take this thing back. The main floor is going to be bright and airy no matter what we do, and then the lower area is just going to be encased in stone. And I think, honestly, that's the beginning of our build here, and I've got a lot in mind. In the next episode, we're going to continue working on this glass mountain cabin, and in the future, we're going to add in some megaloceroses. I think probably a barn up on this area. We can add in some stables and maybe a little fishing hut as we get down over here by the water. But this little rocky outcropping is truly gorgeous, as is the center map, and especially at this time of day. Guys, I think that does it for episode 1 of Ark Building Evolved. In the next, we're going to continue working on this cabin, and I'm going to be back in your life with some Gaming Evolved multiplayer Ark fun before we get to another episode of this. So thank you for the love on that series, and I hope we get a lot more on this one. Alright guys, I think that is going to do it for episode 1 of Ark Building Evolved. My name is UniteTheClans. You guys crushed it with likes on episode 1 of Gaming Evolved. And I'll be back with you with more multiplayer action from that server, but if you crush it with the likes again, you know you will see more Building Evolved, and it will not take long. We're going to continue working on this cabin, we're going to continue expanding, and I honestly can't wait, geeks. That does it for this one. Thank you once again for watching, and I will see you all in the next episode. Bye-bye! Beauty. Oh, look at that. Look at this whole place. I cannot wait to build here. This is going to be tremendous. Let's get to work.